continue to keep you updated with the latest regarding the conflict in Libya. The fallen leader Muammar Gaddafi, whose whereabouts are still unknown, has spoken out for the second time via an audio message on a loyalist TV channel, warning that he is ready to fight a long war against his enemies, calling them traitors. Meanwhile, representatives from 63 countries have met at a summit in Paris to discuss the future of Libya, with leaders of Britain, France and Italy set to play major roles in the rebuilding of the country, which was under the rule of the tyrant for the past 42 years. The world leaders have recognized the National Transitional Council as Libya's legitimate government, with their goal aimed at developing and establishing a democratic society for the nation. 超过60个来自英国、美国、法国和意大利等的国家代表决定一起合作重建 Libya。不过另一方面 ，Gaddafi 却透过录音告诉大家，他已经要准备好要奋战到底。And now, moving on other news, Chinese environmental groups are now accusing Apple Incorporated of concealing the fact that its suppliers are polluting the country while putting local residents' health at risk. 大陆环保团体提出报告说 ，Apple 公司让它的供应商污染当地环境，不过苹果公司却坚持产品的生产过程绝对有 follow 环保规定。
According to the 46-page report released by the environmental groups, toxic discharges from 27 suspected Apple suppliers are being blamed for polluting local communities and environments while increasing the rise in cancer cases in some of the villages. The environmentalists said that Apple is taking advantage of loopholes in developing countries' environmental management systems to grab super profits. However, refusing to disclose its suppliers, the technology giant claims that it maintains the highest standards of social responsibility and environmentally responsible manufacturing process is required. This is not the first time that Apple is involved in a pollution storm in China. Back in January, reports indicated that 137 Chinese factory workers were poisoned while making Apple's touchscreen with toxic cleaning agents. Apple Incorporated admitted to toxic chemicals at Chinese factory later in February.
Prestigious film festivals, the 68th Venice International Film Festival has officially kicked off with the help of director and actor George Clooney. Clooney's political thriller, The Ides of March, is the opening film of the star-studded event, which will run until September 10th. 第68届威尼斯影展终于开幕了，这次最受瞩目的电影之一就是 George Clooney 的新片《The Ides of March》被选为影展的开幕片。另外，台湾魏德胜导演的《Civic Ballet》也入围这次的竞赛片。A-list stars light up the red carpet on the opening day of the 68th Venice Film Festival, which is regarded as the oldest film festival in the world. This year, 22 films from around the globe are competing for the Golden Lion, including George Clooney's fourth directorial effort, In the Ides of March, which explores the dark side of politics. Starring George Clooney, Ryan Gosling, and Philip Seymour Hoffman, the opening movie centers around a young aide to a presidential candidate who discovers how dispensable ideals can be.
Loses, you're back at a consulting firm.
I've worked on more campaigns than most people have. By the time they're 40, he's the only one that's going to actually make a difference in people's lives.
Either we're going to lead the world or we are going to bury our heads in the sand. You're my brain trust. So how are we doing?
What do you think, Stevie? I think it's ours for the taking.
Other films that are fighting for the top prize include Roman Polanski's latest work, Carnage, David Cronenberg's A Dangerous Method, starring Keira Knightley and Vincent Cassel, Matthew McConaughey's movie Killer Joe, and Taiwanese historical drama film Civic Ballet, directed by Wei De-sheng and produced by John Woo. Oscar-nominated director Darren Aronofsky, who is praised for his past works, will head the jury for this year's festival, while U.S. actor and director Al Pacino is set to be honored with the Glory to the Filmmaker Award on the island of Lido. prior to the premiere of his documentary drama film, Wild Salome. Now to other news, how about combining the late King of Pop Michael Jackson's music and iconic moves with circus arts? Michael Jackson 虽然已经过世2年，但他还是被很多人怀念。最近太阳马戏团推出一个巡回表演，用 Michael 的音乐和舞蹈结合太阳马戏团的特技表演，非常的精彩。票才开卖1天就卖了超过20万张票。
Following in the footsteps of the Beatles and collaborating with Cirque du Soleil, Michael Jackson's estate is set to team up with the Canadian circus troupe to create Michael Jackson's The Immortal World Tour, which will open in Canada this coming October. In a press release, the company stated that the show literally turns Jackson's signature moves upside down and unfolds Jackson's artistry before the eyes of the audience. The show captures the essence, soul, and inspiration of the King of Pop, celebrating the legacy that continues to transcend generations. A team of 10 choreographers, including some of Jackson's own choreographers, are joining the show, in which different dance genres such as pop, hip-hop, b-boy, as well as Jackson's iconic moonwalk and anti-gravity lean will be incorporated into the acrobatic performance. Jackson will be presented through videos and projections as if the superstar is dancing with the crew on stage. Jamie King, director of the show, reveals that the collaboration will explore everything there is to know about Jackson as an entertainer.
The show is a reflection of Michael's energy, his essence, and his spirit.
After the tickets were put on sale, 200,000 of them were sold within 24 hours. Michael Jackson, The Immortal World Tour, will kick off in Montreal on October 2nd, 2011, and after touring for 2 years, a resident show is expected to open in early 2013 in Las Vegas.
Combining the best of two worlds, satisfaction guaranteed. And if you're looking for a reason to grab onto your date, then horror film Don't Be Afraid of the Dark is definitely a good choice. Starring Katie Holmes and Guy Pearce, the additional twist in the new adaptation of the 1973 TV film of the same title will surely leave you screaming. 本周末还有另外一部新片在台湾上映，恐怖片别怕黑，讲述一个小女生在她的新家的地下室发现了恐怖的怪物。
The horror flick focuses on the story of a recently relocated household who moved into a 19th century Rhode Island mansion where the little girl in the family started to witness malevolent goblin-like creatures that emerged from the basement for blood. Produced by the director of Pan's Labyrinth, Guillermo del Toro, who has earned a strong reputation as a creative visionary in the genres of fantasy and horror, as well as having mystical special effects, which makes the whole story more demonic and appealing to movie fans.
My name is Sally. I don't think you're here.
Just stand by.
I'll be right here. Where's my dog? They don't like bright lights here. They're horrible.
Who's Sally?
Those things. Why was that rose sealed up? Something terrible happened in that basement.
Just tell me you believe this.
Just because you keep denying it does not mean it's not happening.